Hi, this is Town of North Hempstead Supervisor Judy Bosworth. In the interest of keeping our senior population safe, we have partnered with our Project Independence fitness instructors to provide virtual classes. This way, you can still get the exercise you're used to from the safety of your home. Please enjoy.
My name is Rebecca, and I will be guiding you through this gentle yoga class on North Hempstead television for Project Independence. We're going to start out by warming up a little bit on our mat. I do like to always have different kinds of props handy just in case I need something. Maybe I want to put something under my leg or a blanket under my hip, or anything that I feel the body needs. Also, you can have a chair handy. A chair is also a prop. When we come up to do some standing poses, you can use the chair as your prop, maybe to be helpful with balancing in standing poses. So you'll have a chair. Just make sure it's a sturdy chair. It's not going to slide all over the place. You can also start your warm-up on your chair and just follow along with the cues that I will be giving you. Again, I've got a bolster over here, I've got some blocks, and I do have a rolled up blanket just in case I want to put something under my leg, or when we come into the end of class and we're reclining, I may want something under the knee. So I just like to have some things available. I don't always use them, but sometimes I do. So that all being said, let's find a nice comfortable seat, starting out on the mat or on your chair, taking in gentle breaths in and out through the nose, gentle breaths in and gentle breaths out. Finding a comfortable yoga seat with the crown of the head reaching up toward the sky, shoulders stacked over the hips, spine is aligned. You can sit cross-legged if that's comfortable for you. You may want to bring one leg behind you, maybe lift up a knee. Find the position that's comfortable for you. So move around a little bit. Maybe try that towel under the leg to bring up that left thigh. Or maybe today you want to start out on your chair. So whatever is making you comfortable, the more settled and balanced you are in your seat, which is the foundation for your body in the beginning of this practice, will enable you and allow you to come into the poses and the stretching kind of more comfortably and to what could be your limit. So that being said, again, let's go ahead and find that comfortable seat. And gentle breaths in and gentle breaths out. Maybe gently closing your eyes. Nice breaths, full breaths in, and exhales, releasing and letting go. And maybe connect to a positive thought on your inhale, something that makes you smile, some kind of positive energy inhale breath. And then on that exhale, we release and let go of tension, things that are holding us in and making us feel a little tight and tense. Inhale for positive, and exhale to release and let go. Breathing in and out. I cue breath a lot during the practice. If I don't cue breath, it doesn't mean you should hold your breath. You shouldn't hold your breath throughout yoga at all. It's always breathing in and out, gentle breaths. Breathing in, we rise up. Exhales, we release and let go and soften. So let's go ahead and bring the arms to a T. I'm going to move my chair out of the way here, but I'm going to keep it handy just so I can reach out nice and far. You don't want anything in the way. Turn those palms up. Inhale, reach those hands up. And exhale, lower the fingertips down to the earth. Turn the palms up. Inhale up. And exhale, lower down. And again, inhale those hands up. And exhale, lowering down. And this time, we're going to bring our hands up, palms and fingers to heart center. Bring the hands together and then lower to heart center. And find that yoga seat. Maybe set an intention for your practice today. Maybe your intention is to find some balance or come into better alignment. The intention is something that you intend to accomplish. It's a goal. And then we dedicate our practice to someone or something that brings you joy, so that when you come back to your dedication during the practice, you're filled with joy, not stress. Nice full breath in. And exhale, let go. And then if your eyes are closed, maybe slowly start to flutter them open. We're going to inhale those fingertips up. And exhale, lowering the hands to the earth. So if you're seated on a block or a pillow, when you lower the hand, we're going to stretch out our sides. When you lower your hand to the mat, you want to make sure the hand is at the same height as your seat. So you're not much lower with that hand. You want to be at the same level as your seat. So we're just going to walk the hands out, the right hand out to the right side gently. Ground that right hand in the earth. And then we're going to start out by lifting the left hand up. Inhale, reaching those left fingertips up. That right hand is nice and grounded in the earth. Inhale, maybe gazing, gently turning the cervical spine to gaze at that left thumb. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, just release the breath and soften. And one more time, inhale. And exhale. And this time, your next inhale, we're going to bring that left hand over toward the right side, where that grounded hand is. Or if you want, you can bring that elbow up. If you have any discomfort in the shoulder, listen to the body. So maybe bringing that right hand over isn't for you today. So maybe it's the elbow. Nice stretch too, just bringing that elbow up. So on the inhale, we're reaching. And then on the exhale, you can just release the breath. That will have, the body will naturally fold as you soften, or you can inhale and exhale to fold down a little deeper, maybe bringing the forearm to the earth, or maybe bringing the forearm onto a block. Just breathing through it. And then we're going to push that right hand into the earth and come on up. Let's inhale those hands up, realign the spine, and lower the left hand now down. I'm going to walk the left hand out a little bit, bring that right hand up, gaze at the right thumb, reaching those fingertips up. If you're on the chair, you're doing the same thing. You're just lowering the left hand down, maybe holding onto the side of the chair or underneath the chair a little bit. That right hand's reaching up. And then we're going to bring that right hand over toward the left side. We're stretching the right side of the body. Inhale, we're reaching. And exhale to fold. Again, left hand forearm can come to the earth or to a block. We're stretching that right side, so don't overdo it. If you have any discomfort, you bring that right elbow up, or that right arm comes over. And slowly push that left hand into the earth. Let's realign that spine. Nice. And then lowering your hands right onto the front of your knees. And if you're sitting on the chair, you've just got the hands right on top of the knees. So wherever's comfortable, let's find that yoga seat again. Shoulder stacked, spine aligned, finding balance in the seat. We're going to warm up the cervical spine now. So we did a little bit in that side stretch. We're just going to look to the right and pause, and then center and pause, and to the left and pause. And just do that a few times. Warming up your cervical spine, getting some movement. Taking this very slow when you're warming up the cervical spine. You don't want to rush through it. And then gazing forward. We're going to continue warming up the cervical spine, so we're finding that nice alignment in the spine, and then lowering the right ear toward the right shoulder, stretching out the left side of the neck. Breathing in and out. In and out breaths. And if you want, you can bring that right hand up and over to the left side of the temple and just guide the right ear toward that right shoulder. Remember, we're only guiding. We're never forcing. Never force yourself into a position. You want to slowly guide yourself so that you can kind of monitor the body. You can kind of notice, okay, oh, my neck feels great. I can guide a little bit more up. That's it. Yeah, I'm going to stop here. Really listen to the body. That's how you come to your best yoga practice. Slowly lower that right hand to the right knee. Exhale, chin to chest. And then we're going to roll that head back nice and slow. And maybe just gaze right over your head. Don't go back further than that. And exhale, chin to chest. And then gaze forward. All right, so let's warm up the left side. Well, actually, we're warming up the right side of the neck, but we're lowering the left ear toward the left shoulder. We don't want to bring that shoulder up. We want to lower the ear down, stretching out that right side, getting a nice stretch, trying to maintain that alignment of the spine and shoulder stack. I constantly am reminding myself to stay aligned. Left hand comes up and over to the right side of the temple and just gently guiding that left ear toward the left shoulder. Nice. And slowly lower the left hand onto the left knee. Exhale, roll the chin to the chest, nice and slow. And then you're just going to roll the head back. And gazing forward. Nice. Let's go ahead and bring the arms to a T. Inhale those hands up, and we're going to take a twist to the right. And if you're on the chair, you're doing the same thing. Hips are forward. We're twisting from the upper body. Right hand's coming behind the back. Just like we were doing in the side stretch, you want that hand behind you to be the same height as your seat. So if you're sitting on a block or a pillow, you want that back hand the same height as your seat is on that pillow. We're inhaling to lengthen the spine. And exhaling, we release the breath, the body softens to twist to the right. Listen to the body. Remember, we're guiding, we're not forcing. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, guide the body to the right. You know, if you really focus on the breath, you'll see how when you release that breath, how the body softens. You really do come a little deeper into your twist. It's very hard to come into that twist, to guide the body into the twist when you're inhaling, when you're bringing in all that oxygen. And then exhale, release one more time. And slowly come out of it. Realign that spine nice and slow. Inhale up. And then exhale, we're going to twist in the opposite direction. Same thing if you're on the chair. Left hand comes behind you, right hand on the outside of that left knee. So if you're seated and your legs are crossed at any point, you should stretch out your legs. So not while you're doing the twist. So let's continue with the twist. Inhale, lengthening the spine. But if you feel like you need to come out of the twist and go ahead, straighten out your legs, and then you'll just follow along with us. Listening to your body is the best thing you could do for your practice. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist or to guide the body to the left. And slowly come back to center. Let's realign that spine. And then lowering the hands onto the knees. Let's all just stretch out our legs right now. So however you're seated, even if you're nice and comfortable, just let the blood flow, give a little stretch. to the legs. It's always good to move them around a little bit, especially if you've been in a seated position for a while. If you're on the chair, you can lift a knee up. You can lift the other knee up. You can open the knee in either direction. So let's come back to a seat, whatever's comfortable for you. If you have a block too, you might want to put a block under the knee. There's so many great things you could do with these props, and the blocks are great. You can get them at like Target or Walmart or any places like that. They can go flat on the earth. You can put them on the side. They're really sturdy too. So like I said, you can just have them nice and handy. So we're gonna do some seated cat and cows right now. So legs are crossed. If your legs are crossed, if you're on the chair, you've got your hands on the knees, and just you can also put your feet on a block if you're on the chair. If your feet, you don't want your feet kind of hanging, you want your feet grounded on the earth. So let's start out by doing some cow. So we're gonna inhale, breath comes in, rise up, belly, abdomen comes forward, gazing up, and then the exhale, arms are straightening out, chin to chest, the body softens, you're letting go of that breath. And then inhale, come up into cow, and exhale, into cat, rounding that spine, arms are straight, chin to chest. And we're going to do about 3 more of these at your own pace. So just doing it by inhaling, bringing in that oxygen, arms soften, gazing up. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. If you're on the chair and you want to come a little bit toward the edge of the chair, that'll give you some space to round the spine into cat, but just make sure the chair is sturdy. You don't come all the way to the edge. You're just coming a little toward the edge of the chair. Always make sure the chair is sturdy and that you've got good balance in every pose. And let's take that final cat and cow. Inhale. And beautiful. Let's come to that comfortable seat here. Let's bring the arms to a T. Inhale those hands up for that nice spinal stretch. Let's lift that right hand up a little bit higher than the left, and then do the same thing on the left side now. Reach those left fingertips up, stretching that left side, and again. Nice, and then again on the other side. Beautiful. Let's bring both hands up, and then we're going to lower both hands onto our knees. We're going to come into a very, very gentle forward fold now. So depending on what you're seated on, if you're on the chair, you're just going to come hinging from the hips, keeping the spine aligned. You would just lower down to the top of your legs as much as you can. You can also, if you're on the chair, put a block and come down onto the block. If you're on the earth, we're just gonna hinge from the hips. So I always like to cue taking your thumbs and pushing your thumbs into your hip crease. So you just kind of dig your thumbs into the hip crease, not dig, gently dig maybe. Then we align the spine by bringing the chest up. And then we're hinging forward from the hips. So wherever you're comfortable, please stop when you kind of find your spine starts to round, or you start to round the neck. So if you have blocks or even hard-covered books, or you want to put a pillow, you could bring your arms on, your forearms onto your blocks, or you could just go ahead and bring your hands onto the earth. Wherever you're at, every day, I always say it's very different from the last time you practiced yoga. Sometimes I have the ability to come really close down to the earth, and other days I don't. I'm listening to my body, especially because the lower back is really where it's keeping you nice and tight in there, and you don't want to kind of pull or force yourself. You just want to gently guide. If in fact you have any discomfort in the lower back, walk your hands back. If you're on the chair, come up, sit up a little bit higher. Remember, this is a guide to your comfort. So let's kind of come into that forward fold now. If you want to bring the forearms to the earth, or if you want to bring your hands out in front of you. If you hold your belly in a little bit, you may find a little bit more distance in your forward fold. And one more breath. We're going to walk our hands back to us. So we come right back into this seat. We're gonna inhale, bring our hands to a T, realign the spine, and then lowering the hands down onto the knees. So we're gonna come into tabletop to do a little bit of spinal balance, and then we're going to find our way up onto our feet to do some nice standing poses. Any discomfort in the wrists, you can always come onto your forearms in any one of the poses that we're doing. When we come into tabletop, you can come onto your forearms. When we come into downward dog, we won't be in downward dog long at all, just basically long enough to get us onto into our standing poses. So let's go ahead now and find our tabletop. So you want to stretch the knees out a little bit, rotate the ankles, whatever you need to do. So we're just all going to come into tabletop now. So tabletop, shoulders are stacked over the wrists, hips are stacked over the knees, tops of the feet are on the earth, and you want to be gazing down toward the front of your mat. Tabletop is about spinal alignment. So you don't want to be looking up. You want to keep that cervical spine aligned with the rest of the spine, and just start to move the hips from side to side, nice and slow. Just getting some movement in the hips. Gentle movement because, you know, we were sitting for a while, and then coming to stillness. Let's go ahead and start out by sending that right foot back. You can keep the right toes on the earth if you want, or you can lift that right foot up so it's at hip height. That left hand comes forward, palm is facing in. You're still gazing down toward the front of the mat, and this is a spinal balance here. You have the left fingertips reaching in front of you and that right foot behind you, and we're just holding. We're holding here. If you're having discomfort in that wrist, you can also use the block to bring your forearm down onto the block. That's why I like to have a lot of these blocks and props. So I never know when I'm gonna really need one. And then we're gonna slowly come down, back into tabletop, move the hips from side to side. And then come to stillness. Let's go ahead now and do the other side. I'm gonna turn this way. You guys stay where you're at. We're gonna send that left foot behind, raise that left foot, and then the right fingertips coming forward, gazing down toward the mat, and just holding here, finding balance, coming onto your forearm or coming onto a bolster, a block, or a pillow with that left hand, especially if the wrist is bothering you. And then slowly coming back into tabletop. I'm going to turn back around. And we're going to curl our toes under and come right into our first downward dog. And we're going to walk our hands to meet our feet at the back of the mat. So you should be at the back of your mat. I'm just coming here so you can see me a little bit better. So let's soften those knees. We're going to bring the upper body to meet the upper part of the legs, softening the knees, lowering the hands onto the earth. Once you come into this position with those knees soft, then if you want to straighten the knees out a little bit, you can. You can also put your hands onto a block in this standing forward fold. Then we're going to inhale. We're going to come to that half lift here. You're halfway between the earth and the sky. You can bring your fingertips to the earth or to your shins or onto a block. And then exhale into that forward fold. Softening the knees. And we're slowly going to rise up. One vertebra at a time. Once the crown of the head's up, then let's go ahead and lift those hands up for a nice full body stretch. And then we're going to exhale into a forward fold again, softening the knees, coming down, maybe bringing the hands onto the blocks. And then coming to that half lift. And exhaling one more time into that forward fold. And slowly rising up. Once you've got the crown of the heads up, bring those hands up, nice stretch. And palms and fingers together and lowering them to heart center. So we're going to come into our first standing pose. So if you're at the back of the mat, you're going to send the right foot forward and the left foot is at a 45-degree angle. So we're coming into warrior one. So right knee is over that right ankle, left foot's at a 45-degree angle. I am going to come this way so you can kind of see how my feet are not intersecting. You want to have a little distance. Now, before we come up, if you need the chair, if you have a chair nearby, you certainly want to have it handy. Just so you have it, you can just grab it if you need it. So I'm just going to keep mine there, maybe to help me kind of come into this pose. And once I'm nice and sturdy and my feet are in the right warrior one, and we're going to bring our hands up, our hips are forward. So to know if your hips are truly forward, you can bring your hands and place them right on the side of the hips. So if you see how I'm a little bit angled here, and again, I'm just going to guide my hips forward, bringing those hands up, coming into warrior one. Shoulders down, away from the ears. Shoulders love to creep up to the ears, so we just want to keep them down. We exhale, keeping them down. So we're in that nice warrior one now. And then we're just going to take a nice breath in. And on that exhale, we're going to twist to the left. So that left hand's coming back and the right hand's coming forward. Palms are facing ahead of you. So whatever wall you're gazing at in your twist, the palm should be facing. Keeping that right knee over the right ankle and taking a nice twist here. Left foot still in the 45-degree. And then we're slowly going to come back, bringing those hands up. Nice, right? And then we're going to bring the palms together and lower to heart center. We have that right foot now. Right knee is over that right ankle. We're going to bring the left foot to meet the right foot at the front of the mat. So you can walk that left foot up or bring it in just one big step. However you get there, take your time. So let's go ahead and bring that left foot here. Nice. Inhale the hands up and slowly come into a forward fold. Half lift. Forward fold. And slowly come up, one vertebra at a time. Inhaling those hands up and lowering to heart center. Now, we're going to send the right foot back, coming into warrior one on the opposite side or the other side with the left foot forward. So you have that right foot's at a 45-degree. You see how there's space between my feet? Bring those hands up. Nice. Shoulders down away from the ears. Just holding in your warrior one. Check those hips. Make sure they're coming forward as much as possible. Don't force, just rather slowly guide. And if you do that every time you come into warrior one, eventually you're going to find your best position in warrior one. Let's twist now. Now the right hand comes back. Palms are facing the wall that you're looking at right now. Fingertips are reaching in opposite directions. Nice. And slowly come back to your warrior one. Palms up. Nice full pose here. Bring those hands together. Lower to heart center. So you have your chair here. Feel free to place your hand on the chair and bring that right foot forward. Use whatever props you can, whatever time. Let's inhale those hands up. Exhale into that forward fold. You can always forward fold onto your chair too. Come down maybe to your forearms. Slowly come up, one vertebra at a time. Bring those hands together and lower to heart center. I'm gonna move my chin out of the way, clearing it. I don't need it right now. We're gonna send that left foot back again, coming back into warrior one. Let's inhale those hands up. Right knee is over the right ankle. Left foot's at a 45-degree angle. Hips are forward, yep, good. Let's twist just like we did the first time. Right, nice. Palms facing the wall. Fingertips are reaching. Opening the chest, crown of the head's up. And then let's come on back to warrior one. Hands are up. Nice warrior one. Now we're going to lower the left hand onto the left leg. Right fingertips are reaching up, gazing at the right thumb on the right hand. Inhale, reaching up, so I'm looking at the right thumb. My left hand's on my left, back of my left leg on that hamstring. My leg's still in warrior one. Inhale, reaching up, and exhale, releasing and letting go. Nice, and then we're gonna bring that left hand up, and we're gonna gently bring the hands behind us, just for a gentle back bend. I don't like to call it even a gentle back bend. We're just kind of opening up a little bit. Be very careful. You don't have to go back, especially if the lower back bothers you a little bit. Listen to your body. Listen to what it's telling you. Maybe this stretch isn't what you need right now. Let's bring those hands together and lower to heart center. Nice. Let's now bring that left foot to meet the right foot at the front of the mat. If you have your chair and you just want to use that and see if you could do it in one step. See, I should have used it. Or if you want to walk that foot up, let's inhale those hands up. Exhale into a forward fold, softening those knees, lowering the hands to the earth, coming to your half lift, and exhaling into your forward fold. And slowly, slowly rising up. Bringing those hands up, hands together, lowering to heart center. So you know what we're doing now, right? We're gonna send the right foot back, coming into warrior one again. Warrior one, hips are forward, left knee is over the left ankle, right foot's at a 45 degree, bringing those hands up, shoulders down, holding in your warrior one. A lot of things you have to know and hold and scan for in warrior one, right? Palms are facing each other, shoulders are stacked over the hips, right leg back, right foot grounded in the earth, left knee over the left ankle, left foot forward, hips are forward, engaging the core. Let's take that twist, right? So twisting, palms facing the wall, then breathing in and out. Nice breaths, don't hold the breath. And slowly coming back into warrior one. In my head, I'm paying attention. My palms are up facing, I've got my shoulders down, my hips are forward, left knee over the left ankle, right foot's nice and balanced into the earth. Then I'm gonna lower my right hand onto my right leg, and the left hand comes up. So we're gazing up, right? Gazing at that left thumb this time. Inhale, reaching the fingertips up. Exhale, releasing that breath. Again, inhale, fingertips up. Exhale, releasing the breath. Nice. We release the breath, the body softens. We inhale, we bring in the oxygen and we're reaching. Then we're gonna bring that right hand to meet the left. And we're gonna go ahead. Bring those hands back for that back bend, gentle back bend. Any discomfort, keep those hands up and just reaching up. And then bringing the hands together, lower to heart center. Let's bring that right foot now to meet the left. However you get there, you can walk it, you can take one step, you can hold onto the chair. We're gonna inhale the hands up and exhale into a forward fold. Soften the knees. Again, if you want, you can use your chair to come into that forward fold, hinging down, maybe just landing on the chair, or maybe just kind of using the chair to get you down to the earth. So it's a prop, it's here to help you. Inhale to that half lift. And one more time, let's exhale into that forward fold. Nice. And slowly rise up. Nice full body stretch here. Let's bring those hands together at heart center. So everybody should be at the front of their mat now. We're gonna come into warrior two. So let's ground that right foot down, nice and grounded at the front of your mat. We're gonna send the left foot back. And here I'm going to move on to the mat so you can see proper placement. Right foot is over that right knee. And then the left foot comes parallel with the wall behind you. In warrior two, as most of you know, the right ankle intersects the left foot. Like in warrior one, we have a little break between the feet. Let's go ahead and bring those arms Fingertips reaching in opposite directions. Gazing over the right hand so that right foot's forward and we're gazing over those right fingertips. Shoulders are stacked. Crown of the head's reaching up toward the sky. Trying not to slouch. You want to maybe bring those shoulder blades back behind you. That helps to open up the chest. Reaching, 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 holding. We're going to turn that right palm up and coming into peaceful warrior. So we're stretching that right side of the body. Left hand's on the back of that left leg. And inhale to reach. Stretch. We're stretching that nice stretch on that right side. And exhale, let that breath go. This body can soften. You can guide the body a little deeper into a fold, but you don't have to. Right knees over that right ankle. Nice. And then we're slowly going to come back into warrior two, okay? Let's go ahead and inhale those hands up, palms and fingers together, and lower at heart center. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pivot the right foot forward. So now the right foot's parallel, and then we're gonna send that left foot in front. So we're now gonna come into warrior two on the opposite side, just by shifting our feet, which is our foundation. So now our legs are in warrior two on the opposite side. Gazing over the left fingertips. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Breathing. Opening up the chest, crown of the head's reaching up toward the sky. And then we're gonna turn the palm and come into peaceful warrior. Right hand on that right leg. Stretching that left side. Inhale, reaching. And exhale, softening the body. Coming into the fold a little bit more. Right hand's on the back of that hamstring. Nice. And then come on back into your warrior two. Holding that for a breath or two. Inhale and exhale. And now we're gonna come back into warrior two with the right foot going forward. So we're gonna straighten out that left leg, angle parallel that foot, and pivot now the right foot forward, softening that right knee over the right ankle. So any way that you can shift to come into warrior two with the right foot forward now, you can go ahead and do it. And now we're gonna flip that right palm up, come back into peaceful warrior, stretching the right side. Nice. Nice stretch. We're gonna come into side angle pose from here. So if you have your chair nearby or a block, you wanna have the chair nearby, you wanna have the block on the earth, whatever it is that you're gonna be using, or just have it nearby, you may not even use it. So from peaceful warrior, we're gonna move, bringing that right elbow to the right knee. We're not putting all of our weight there. Though if you feel you need to do that, just make sure the right knee's over the right ankle. You're not putting too much pressure on that right knee. And then we're gonna lift that. You can bring that left hand up and over toward the front, or if you have the space, you wanna use the block, you can lower the right hand to the earth and just open up the left hand, like butterflying your arms. And then coming back, if you're in the butterfly arms, find your way back into that side angle, or we're gonna move back into peaceful warrior, nice and slowly. Left hand on that left leg, peaceful. Nice, right? And then come on back into warrior two. So you could probably guess what we're doing now. We're gonna shift back to warrior two with the left foot forward, so you can straighten out that back leg, pivot that left foot so it's parallel, and then move the left toes forward, left knee comes over, left foot intersects that right, warrior two. Flip that left palm, right hand on the right leg, stretch the left side, peaceful warrior. Beautiful, nice stretch. I always love peaceful warrior. I just feel that I get a nice stretch on the left side, like we did when we were seated. That was one of the first stretches that we did when we walked the right hand out and brought that left hand over. So now we're coming into side angle pose. So left elbow, to that left knee. That right hand can come up and over, or just like we did on the other side, you can butterfly open the arms, you can come onto a block, and then we're gonna move right back through a side angle into peaceful. Taking your time. So I sometimes talk quickly. You're not to keep up with what I'm saying. You're to listen to your body and move into your poses as you feel you need to. And then come on back into your warrior two. Nice. Holding for the warrior two. We're going to straighten out that left leg now, pivot it forward. And then see if you can heel toe from this wide leg position, nice and slowly, maybe bringing your hands to heart center, just kind of heel toe your feet together, taking your time. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. So you should all now be at the front of your mat. Let's go ahead and take one more sun salutation forward fold. So inhale those hands up, exhale into your forward fold, using your blocks or using your chair, whatever you have around. Come to that half lift, hands to the shins, to the earth, to the block. Exhale to that forward fold. This time, grab onto opposite elbows. We're gonna come into a ragdoll forward fold. So you can soften the knees here and let any of that stress in the neck go too. Grabbing on and just maybe moving from side to side. You want to be able to hold on to opposite elbows or forearms or your wrists. You just want to have some kind of connection. And come to stillness. Lower the hands to the earth, soften those knees and slowly rise up. Inhale those hands together and lower to your heart center. So before we come down to the mat, we're going to toward the end of class, we're going to do a little balance now. So finding your hands at heart center, crown of the head's reaching up, shoulders are stacked over the hips, feet are grounded in the earth, feet are level. So like you don't want to have one foot on the floor and one foot on your mat. Feet are nice and grounded. Breathing through it. Nice alignment, mountain pose. Mountain pose, you've got the palms coming forward. Inhales and exhales. Finding that mountain pose. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. Hips are stacked over the ankles. Palms are facing forward. Shoulders are really shoulder blades are reaching behind you, and you're engaged. You're grounding down in the earth. Mountain pose is a strong pose. Mountains don't move. If there's hurricanes or windstorms or snow, frost, freezing, mountains just stand there. So that's the feeling you should have in your mountain pose. And one more breath in and exhale. Nice, let's bring those hands up, palms and fingers together and lower to heart center. We're coming into tree. So locate up something on the wall that's not moving. So if your fan's going, don't look at your fan. Look at a point on the wall called your dristi. So look at the dristi. We're gonna start to move or shift all of our weight into that right leg and right foot. And we're gonna pivot the left foot toward the left side of the room. So you can bring that left foot into that right leg anywhere as long as it's above or below the knee. If you're, depending on how your balance is, keep the chair nearby. Use that chair a little bit if you want. Or you could just keep that left foot grounded with the left heel up against that right leg. You just don't want to have that right foot anywhere near the left foot by that right knee. If you want to try a half lotus, you can go ahead and try that. I may just use the chair for a little security. There we go. So once you're comfortable with your tree pose, bring those hands together, shoulders are stacked, gaze at that dristi. Inhale your hands up and open up your branches. Maybe it's windy out there, so your branches might be moving in the wind. Your fingers are moving, maybe your wrists are moving. Breathing through it. If you want to kind of move the upper body down toward the right, and I may just come out of it. Whatever you need to do, listen to the body. Then come back, inhale those hands up, lower to heart center, bring that left knee up before you put it down and extend it out, and then slowly lower down. Nice. Let's shake out the right side now. Breathing through it, and let's go ahead and inhale the hands up. Palms and fingers together for balance, and find that drishti. Look at that spot. I'm looking at a spot. I see the spot right in front of me. It's not moving, and I'm shifting all my weight into the left foot, pivoting that right foot up against the left, right heel leaning. Breathing through it. And then find that place for that right foot now up against that left leg. Remember, the right foot is above or below the knee. That right foot shouldn't be touching the knee at all. And let's inhale those hands up. Open up the branches. And if you want to challenge yourself, you can move around a little bit. You can close your eyes, that's really challenging. Or you can just go ahead and gaze at the drishti and take some movement. Coming to stillness, inhale those hands up and lower to heart center. Oops. Bring that right knee up, extend that right leg out, and slowly lower down. Great. So if you're at the front of your mat, we're going to inhale our hands up and then exhale into a forward fold. Sending our legs back, coming into a downward dog, and then lowering the knees to the earth, taking your time getting there. If you have any of your props around, we're going to grab those props, and we're just going to find our way into child's pose. If you want, you can always put a block behind your ankles almost, and then you could come to sit onto that, and that gets your seat closer to your feet. It's bringing the earth closer. Nice. And then we're just going to slowly find our way into a comfortable seat in the center of your mat. And I've got my bolster here. I may use it, I don't know. Definitely will probably use this. My nice rolled up towel, my beach towel. Keep that handy. Nice, so you're somewhere now in the middle of the mat. Let's see, how much time do we have? Not too much time. So we're gonna come down onto the mat. Bringing your hands behind your the hamstrings, putting both hands on the hamstrings and helping to roll yourself down onto the mat. And just kind of walk the feet so the soles of the feet are on the earth. And then kind of position your upper body as comfortable as you can onto the mat. So I'm kind of maybe just walking my shoulder blades together a little bit, opening up the chest, just getting my upper body comfortable. And then I'm going to bring the knees in, give myself a hug, a nice little hug here. Moving from side to side a little bit, not too much. Just moving from side to side. And then coming to stillness. So from here, we're just going to come into a reclining twist. So with your knees still up, I definitely recommend using your blocks or a blanket or whatever you have, because we're going to lower both legs down toward the earth. And both shoulders are still going to be on the earth. So you want to bring the arms to a T. If you see, I've got my legs are on a block, but if I can lower my legs to the earth and still have my shoulders on the earth, then I don't really need to bring the earth closer. If my left shoulder comes up off the earth, like I'm angling, then what I might do is put a block under my base leg, and that will help to balance out my shoulders on the mat. And then I'm going to gaze either over toward my left fingers or up toward the sky. If you have eagle legs in your practice and you want to come into a reclining eagle leg twist, you can do that too. And just remember, coming into a twist, you can bring those legs up as much as you need to. You can extend that right foot out if you want. If you can reach that toe and come into a yogi toe lock, you can do that too. So it's really listening to your own body here. And then we're slowly going to roll ourselves out. Giving yourself a nice hug here. Moving from side to side. Coming to stillness. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I have my bolster on the other side, but you know what? I'm going to move just so we can see what I'm using on the left side. So one side's usually very different than the other. So I'm bringing my arms to a T. Gonna lower both legs down to the earth. I can feel it already. I can feel the difference. So I know that my right leg is up a little bit higher on this side. So I usually put a block between my knees. I'm gazing over toward my right fingertips. My lower leg's great. It's got nice, it's melting into the earth. My shoulders are good, but that right leg's up a little bit higher. So that's why I'm throwing the block in there. Breathing through this. And slowly starting to roll your hips back onto the earth. And you're going to give yourself a nice hug here, moving from side to side. Nice, right? And coming to stillness. So we're going to come into an inversion here. Inversions are so important in yoga and any day, just to allow the feet to come up. If you can get up against a wall in your house, you can also move your hips nice and close to the wall. Bring that seat nice and close and just use that wall to keep the feet up in the inversion. You can also put a block under your sacrum to get the feet up. And we're just going to start to point and flex the feet. And maybe roll the ankles a little bit in one direction and then the other. Whatever's comfortable here for you. You can also even bring your hands under your sacrum if you just want to kind of get a little bit more height. And this is nice. This is allowing the blood to flow, in the opposite direction. So your feet and your legs should start to feel a little bit lighter. Nice. Breathing through it. Remember, never holding the breath. Maybe now coming back to your dedication. Who did you dedicate your practice to? What joyful person, maybe a pet. Just start to think about that joy. Also, maybe think about your intention. Did you accomplish it? Maybe just coming to this class is what you intended on accomplishing. I usually do that. And then coming to stillness. If you have anything underneath your sacrum, you can remove that now. We're going to move into happy baby from here. And that's just lowering the knees down toward the body, grabbing the outside of the feet, and just moving from side to side here. You can extend one leg out if you want to come into that yogi toe lock. You can do both legs. Whatever you're feeling, wherever you're reaching today. Or just come back into that happy baby and move from side to side. Coming to stillness here. And maybe move the feet together. Let's lower the feet now down toward the earth and come into that reclining butterfly pose. Soles of the feet are together, knees are dropping open. Palms are facing up toward the sky. Taking a few breaths here before we move into our Shavasana. And let's start now to push the soles of the feet together with a little bit more force. That helps to bring the knees together, or you can go ahead and bring your hands underneath the quads, right next to the quads, and help to bring those knees together. Extend the legs out. And just finding your Shavasana, your restful pose now. Letting the feet open, palms are reaching up toward the sky. Any discomfort in a knee, you can always put a block or a blanket under. Every once in a while, I'll maybe decide to put like a rolled blanket under my neck. I just have a lot of things nearby so I can come into my nice, comfortable Shavasana. Shavasana is so important. It's a time to rest and reflect. breathing in and out, gentle breaths in and out. And start to move your head from side to side here. Nice and slow. Maybe pause in one direction and then pause in the other direction. And start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, wrists and ankles, just getting some nice movement in there. And then we're going to send our hands up over our head for that nice full body stretch. Nice stretch. Breathing through it. And start to bring those knees in toward the chest. You're going to roll onto your right side, coming into fetal pose, using that right arm as a pillow, bringing your left hand to the earth right in front of your heart. I have to move on to my right side. I don't want to do my wrong side. So your left hand comes to the earth right in front of your heart, really tucking those knees in as close as you can. Fetal pose, Shavasana, represents a fresh start and a new beginning, and it's always nice to wind down your class knowing that you've got this kind of fresh start ahead of you for the rest of the day. And slowly start to push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Finding that comfortable yoga seat, and maybe bringing your hands to heart center for balance. And this is the part of the practice where yoga instructors like to show their appreciation for the honor of guiding this class. And I hope that you all enjoyed it. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace. Peace to you and to all of your families. Namaste.